All right, back at it again. Another episode, another week.
Hello, Fly fans. This is episode 18 of XY on the Fly.
Yeah. Should we point out the elephant in the room and the change of scenery?
Yes, we definitely should.
Yeah, my house got repossessed, and I don't... It's not what happened. We were filming in my garage, and while my garage is insulated, including the garage door, even that's insulated, it's way too hard to keep that thing cool in the summer. It's just, even with the little, mechanism that I had come up with, it, little ice cooler with the fan blowing the nice cool air out of it, just couldn't do it. So we've moved locations, and I'll be working on sprucing this area up because looks like dead people lived in here. I don't know. There's dead people on the walls, though.
Yes.
We got that going for us.
Yes, there is.
I think there's more dead people on the walls than there are alive.
Well, there's Jack's dead. Jack Dempsey's dead. Wicker's dead.
Elvis is dead.
Elvis is dead. John Wayne is dead. Oh, Manuel Noriega's dead.
John Wicker's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
How's that?
A few dead people, for
yeah.
sure. For sure.
There we go.
Hey, we just want to mention, I'm not going to tell you what it is, but we're going to be doing a giveaway. And because we want to show you guys that we appreciate your support. We have a sponsor, and can't give that information out yet until we have all the information given to us. Chris didn't even want me to mention this. But we are going to do a giveaway because we're not waiting until we get 100,000 subscribers. We're going to treat you guys right from the jump. And we will have contests where you can win things.
Yeah, so the first 6 people to unsubscribe, you're going to win some stuff.
Don't follow that information. You unsubscribe, you lose automatically. So, I wanted to share some. Here's a freebie. I'm going to give you something to you guys. It's for free. Doesn't cost a thing. My wife used to work for the vet here in town, and vets like to keep a secret from pet owners, especially dogs. Pay attention if you're a dog owner or dog lover, like we are. If your dog gets a fever, vets do not want you to know this. If your dog gets a fever, go to your local supermarket and get some mustard because they make the best hot dogs.
You can hate them as much as I do. It'll be okay.
Those are free. So, actually, this is our second take on the podcast, so I'm going to redo a question.
Yeah, I hit a button. I apologize.
It killed the whole show. Anyway, back in episode 14, you said you're reading the Bible through. How's it going?
Not well. Very slow. There's a lot of boring parts. It's rough.
I use a system from Masters University. That's the church out there in California. John MacArthur's the pastor. And one of his professors put a system together where you read 10 chapters a day, but it's from 10 different books. Makes it a whole lot more exciting. You still hit some very boring spots about he begat, and I'm wondering why I need to know all these begats. Drives me crazy. But anyway, that's neither here or there. Anyway, you end up reading the Bible through numerous times in a year. I only did it for 9 months this year, and I read the New Testament through twice, with some of it, like the book of Acts, I read through 8 times. Oh, so I did it 8 months. 8 times, and other books numerous times, but the whole New Testament twice, and then the Old Testament once through, with the book of Proverbs, of course, 8 times, and the book of Psalms a time and a half. So it's a pretty neat system. You can Google it online. Just go to Masters University Bible Reading Program.
I have a question. Where else would you Google it?
On
if it's not online,
Firefox.
where are you going to? No.
Quacker Duck. What's that other one?
That's still online. I don't.
But it's not Google.
You can go ahead and Google that online.
Well, yeah,
thanks.
I see. Okay, online. Okay.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh, here's another thing. I just realized today, and I was like, well, I'm not going to change. It's like, this is like the third podcast I'm wearing this shirt. I bet I have at least 60 T-shirts hanging up in there. And for some reason, it just, every time we're shooting a podcast.
No, don't explain yourself to them. It doesn't matter. Because if they lie to themselves and they're like, I'm always wearing a different shirt, they're liars. Because I'm the same way. Guys are like that. Females might be different. They might
But I
always
wear a ton of different shirts.
Yeah, do you though?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. I got
feel
my
like
Snoopy, 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I got my Bigfoots, 2 of them. I've got my Hodge Twin T-shirts, 2 of them. Yeah, I got a lot.
Yeah, but we only film once a week. So.
Yeah, I know, but why am I ending up in the same shirt every time? Not every time, but this is the third time.
They can just take the shirt's advice and just embrace the suck if they hate it that much.
There you go.
I don't see.
Embrace the suck.
I don't see why you're explaining yourself. I wear this shirt a heck of a lot. I don't know how many videos we've shot where I'm wearing this shirt, and there's a couple reasons I wear it. One, super comfortable.
Yeah, this one is.
I get it washed a lot, so it's always clean, and it matches my shoes. So
there you go. And you know I'm doing wash all the time. So
yeah.
Hey, did you hear about that woman? Maybe we talked about this, but they need to hear about it on the podcast. Did you hear about that woman who vaulted her vehicle off a tow truck 120 feet in the air?
I saw the video of it. I don't know what the aftermath was. What was she doing, texting and driving?
You know, and that's what I wanted to find out.
Unless I could see like her friend was in the passenger seat going $50.
What your mom told me is when the police got over there, when they ran their, because 120 feet away, they went to look in the vehicle. Nobody was in the vehicle. They got vaulted from the vehicle. So that's what your mom
see,
told
the
me.
video, I saw that she was still in there.
Yeah, that's what your mom told me. So I don't know. I would like to know what happened.
How about this for crazy? Because this is another crazy story. I just learned about this the other day. I don't know when it happened, but I learned of it. So this guy got given a helicopter company that his dad owned. Okay, so owned a helicopter company. His first tour flight that he was going to do for now that he owns the company, it was supposed to be a couple. The couple did not show up, just the man. So he takes this guy up.
Something wrong there.
And when he takes him up, the guy jumps out. And so this guy was like 60-some years old.
The guy who jumped?
Yes. Could you imagine that? You just take over a helicopter company in your first flight. The dude's like, I'm out. That's the first thing. Now, here's a little backstory. The guy who was 61, he was very sick. He was terminal. So he was just tired of hurting, tired of suffering. So, I get it. He's like, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not taking care of this.
To shoot yourself?
Yeah, but no. Hold on. Yeah. That'd be a great flight until the sudden stop. Now, here's the kicker. He didn't die.
No.
Yeah, no, he didn't die.
How high was he when he jumped?
The dude was like 500 feet up, but he was over water, which makes me wonder how he survived.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be like hitting
Yeah.
concrete.
Oh, yeah. So
that sucks. And when you said the guy jumped, first thing I thought was that it was going to be a younger couple. But then I was thinking, that dude thought like me and thought he could fly, but
no,
he attempted it before he had figured it out. See, I'm waiting until I figure it out. Then I'm going to fly. I'm not jumping. Yeah. I'm not jumping beforehand.
Yeah.
I'm not even jumping with the parachute because I've seen too many of my friends.
I don't have to worry about you anyway because you're afraid of flying, so.
No. I'm not afraid to get up and plane. I went flying with Jacob Mosier. I'm not afraid of that. It's when the certain situation was going on, I didn't want to be flying with certain people. And, we won't get into that. But here's something else. You know Kurt Cobain of Nirvana?
Yes.
Well, you don't know him anymore because he's dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, he liked to smash his guitars when he was on stage. And his broken guitar, granted, it had a message on it to his old friend from the music group Screaming Trees, which I've never even heard of. But that broken guitar sold for nearly, take a guess, just guess. Don't go too crazy, but
500,000.
man, you so close. It sold for nearly $600,000.
That's crazy.
A broken guitar. Granted, it was Kurt Cobain's, and it has a message on it, but you can't even play that thing.
I mean, yeah. That's just proof that just because you're ugly doesn't mean you're not worth something. You know? I stand by that.
It brings me, now you might disagree with me on this, but I know I'm more sane than you and most. Andrew Tate just got, they confiscated his cars and everything.
Right.
He just got reunited with his $5 million Bugatti. I don't care how many millions of dollars I had. Now, I might get 140-something thousand big old Cadillac Escalade. But if I've got that kind of money, I'm not spending it on a vehicle. There's too much you can do with your money to, I'm not saying you can't splurge and help and do things, to enjoy, but man, there's too much that can be taken care of in this country to be spending $5 million on a car that is hard to climb in and out of.
Not for him.
Oh, I bet it is.
He's not as old as you.
I bet it is. I bet it would be for you, dude.
Well, that's just because I'm bigger than he is. So.
Well, and with his height, man, I don't know if a Bugatti is anything like a Lamborghini, but I've had the pleasure of being in a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Going around the racetrack. They are not easy to get in and out of. I did hit my head getting in it.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't see. There's a thing. A couple 100,000, you could have a Lamborghini.
Yeah, but it's not a Bugatti.
Yeah.
And how do you know with what he's making, it's not like him going out and purchasing a Ford Focus? You don't know.
Because he's not the pedophile Bill Gates. He doesn't have that kind of money.
I mean, you can still be wealthy and not be a pedophile. I don't
know, man. I've been checking out these Hollywood. Oh! More list of names. Chris Rock. David Blaine. And if that's the case, of course, was it your mom who said David Blaine was probably just going to show up after dinner? He's a magician.
Yeah, I know he's. I don't get it.
Just.
I know he's a
up.
magician. Oh,
Boom.
Okay.
But if man, if he was part of that, he needs to do a real magic trick and disappear permanently. All of them. And nothing's going to happen to any of those people. That pisses me off,
just
man.
not here.
Oh, yeah, but I want to see vengeance here.
Yeah.
I want to see it happen here. An Indiana man, you'll like this, is dead, and his 2 children are wounded after a grenade found in his grandfather's belongings exploded. So parents, this is like for me and my wife, if you're closing in on the end of your life, if you have grenades laying around, you might want to look at getting rid of them or at least diffusing them. But yeah,
and you don't diffuse them by pulling the pin. I'm just throwing that out there.
Do you know when you pull the pin, you have 5 seconds, and all you got to do is unscrew them? And a guy timed it, not with a live one, but he timed it, and he barely, just in time, was able to get that out before it would explode.
All right.
So that's crazy, though. Why would this dude have a live grenade, or did he just forget?
I mean, I think we should be able to have anything. I think we should be able to own tanks, but that's just me.
No.
I don't.
I agree with that. But if you're closing in on the end of your life and your family doesn't know you have these things and they've got to go through your stuff, like you and Brianna will have to go
Okay,
through
well,
our
I'm just
stuff.
going to. I don't care if you have grenades. You know it's not easy to pull the pin out of a grenade, right?
I don't think the guy pulled the pin. The thing exploded.
I don't know. Something's missing here. I don't think grenades just explode.
If they get...
I don't think grenades just explode. That's weird.
Okay, maybe he was
Something's
suicidal.
off.
But he wounded his 2 kids, too. They were grown, though. I mean, these were not young people. The kids were grown, and, you know, the guy was older.
Yeah, I don't. That's just awkward. Hear about that NBA basketball player who's starting a anti-woke Christian clothing line? What's his name? Isaac Johnson or something like that? I think that's his name.
Is he retired?
No, he's in the NBA.
All right.
So
What's he going to call it?
I don't like basketball, but I like that. So
What's he going to call it?
I have no idea.
Well, when we were going through Walmart right here the other day, there was a rainbow pride shirt, and your mom said, okay, everybody's boycotting Target. How come we're not boycotting Walmart?
Where was it at? Was it in the kids section
See,
or the
that's what I
adult
told her.
section?
I said, this is women's. This is not being directed at children.
Yeah.
And I said, and that is a big difference. And she said, well, I'm thinking about buying that shirt because it said pride and it had the rainbow. And she said, putting Christian above it, Christian pride. Because guess what? That rainbow is ours. They hijacked it.
Yeah.
They hijacked it. Just like they hijacked so many things.
I don't know what to say about that.
Be proud.
Yeah.
Be proud. Okay, I'm going to give you another one. Surely you heard about I heard about this one even before I read it. There was a guy at an art museum, and he decided to take a piece of the art and eat it. And the piece of the art that he took and ate, it was a banana. And the piece of art was valued at $120,000.
That's an expensive shit.
I'm hoping bananas clog you up.
I'm hoping he crapped it out right there on the floor and was like, this is my art. Like, how you going to have a bowl of fruit and call it art? I can understand if it was a painting. See, I thought you were like, he took a piece of art. Like, I'm thinking he ripped off a piece of the painting, and I'm like, there was lead in the paint. Now he's really screwed or something. I don't know. I didn't think it was an actual, like, bowl of fruit.
Yeah, an actual banana. And he opened up about it, and he said he was just hungry.
For sure. Yeah, I don't. You can do a bowl of fruit, and it's valued at. We need to go to Walmart. You and me. Let's go get a nice bowl, get some fruit.
But we got to be able to get it.
Man.
We got to be able to get it in a museum. See, that was the deal. It was in the museum. Now, here's my thing though. Okay, you're in the museum. You see this banana or whatever all was there, and you're like, I'm hungry. You can't leave and go to Whataburger.
Maybe there were nice pictures. Like maybe he wanted to see them.
Well,
and I don't think they allow food in art museums. So
no, but like the one in Kansas City, you go out of the art place and they have restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
It's nice. It is nice.
I mean, he jumped on an opportunity. I appreciate
I'm thinking he just wanted to make the news, man.
That's cool.
But is he going to have to pay that $120,000?
I'm sure he's one of those guys just like you. You can't get blood from a turnip.
That's true.
I saw something the other day, and it really made my mind go in like 50 different directions. I saw a slogan for a trucking company, and I've tried Googling it to see who, because I didn't pay attention to like who the trucking company was, but it was like a transport. I mean, that was a dumb thing to say. That's what semi-truck drivers do. They transport goods. Anyway, the slogan was achieving greatness through execution. And my brain went everywhere as soon as I read it. I was like,
Awesome.
okay, so, Could you imagine being a driver for that team and you get back from your shift and they're like, John, come here. You got a bad review, bud. Bam. Like, we have to be great here, guys. Don't put up with that, half-ass shipping. Or they have an assassin who takes out those people who leave horrible reviews on Google. They just go and get it. They might be hiring. You want to go check them out?
Well, see, the first thing that popped into my mind when you said that, why doesn't the Army have that slogan instead of pronouns? That would be incredible. Achieving greatness through execution. That's awesome, man. And you couldn't figure out what trucking company?
I Googled it. I found a website that had like over 100 different slogans for trucking companies and like what their slogan is, and I could not find it. So
did you put in achieving greatness through execution?
Yes.
You'll be getting a visit from the FBI.
Hell yeah.
They're coming. They're coming.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I like that. That goes, that's pretty awesome. Which if you're achieving greatness through execution, maybe this guy's achieving greatness. There's a guy over in Germany. He was given his last warning. He's 82 years old. He was given his last warning for selling drugs, and the drug he's been selling is marijuana. It gets better. He has 24 previous convictions, and his response was that he's merely trying to increase his meager $855 a month pension. Who can believe $855 a month? Do you know how expensive Germany is? It's worse than here, man.
I don't know.
$855 a month. I'm thinking, what kind of job did this guy do that he ended up with just a lousy $855 a month? That sounds like Russia.
Yeah.
I mean, the old.
Shoot, that's probably better than Russia, though.
Yeah, because I worked with a lady at the steel mill. Her mother was a retired doctor in Russia. This was back. She got $12 a month. Oh. So this lady was, always sending her mom money, but she had to have connections through the postal service and everything, and however it works over in Russia, because they'll open your mail and they'll steal what you're selling, what you're sending. So she was telling me about, how it works but when she told me her mom was a doctor and got $12 a month, unbelievable.
That's crazy.
But hey, the prices keep going up in America, and my pension will seem like $12 a month. Yeah. What else going on? What's going on in the world of weightlifting? I got more stuff, but I want to weightlifting.
We did Max Mondays last night, and I was incredibly disappointed with myself.
I got bad news for you, too, that you said that.
What?
Go ahead with yours first, and I've got it in my brain now.
So part of it was I missed out on leg day on Friday. It wasn't that whole, this month's men's mental health awareness. I was super depressed. You had a friend who pointed it out. He was like, I don't know if he doesn't like doing the show. It's not that I didn't like doing the show. I was super depressed. So I was missing the gym a little bit, and I missed leg day, so I think that ruined my Max Monday. And so I tried for 250. Actually, what was it? 255. I tried for 255, and I couldn't get it on chest. I was so upset. But I got 225 a couple times. I tried to do 245. It wasn't happening. It was rough.
That I would say that is depression, because when I'm depressed, everything just drops because you're not in the spirit of lifting. It's just like I'm just going to go through the motions. I'm just going to go through the motions.
That's what was happening the day you were texting me. I was at the gym. I was getting it done, but I wasn't like getting it done.
That surprised me too, because I was texting you and you were answering, and then you were like, "I'm at the gym." I was like, "Oh, I need to quit texting them."
Yeah, I wasn't. I was there, but I wasn't there.
Yeah. Well, two things then. Bad news on your squat. The Smith machine takes off the whole weight of the bar, 45 pounds.
That's fine.
And then
No.
I Googled
no,
it.
I don't care what you
Googled it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. If it took off the whole weight of the bar, when you crank those hooks back, it wouldn't drop. That's false.
That's a good point.
It would not drop. And if it took off almost all of it, but just we'll just say a couple ounces, that means it would kind of just
That's
drop
a good
down.
point.
This on the one at the Y,
No,
you take that hook off and it's like
all Smith machines do that. So yeah, that is a good point. If it took off all the weight, yeah,
might take off.
I'm going to stick with what I said, 10 or 15 pounds.
It might take off the weight that your stabilizer muscles have to work.
Which would be about 10, 15 pounds.
So, I mean, I could see that.
Yeah, how did they freaking come up with it
Takes off all the weight.
bar? Yeah, because then the bar wouldn't move.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Okay, on weightlifting. Oh, my gosh. So your mom got sick, so she was out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, when I lift with her, not when I'm by myself because I know what I'm going to do. But with her, we use the logbook, write down what we're how much weight, keep track of all that, which is good. But like if I do a leg workout, boom, I do it here. I won't see that same leg workout till 4 weeks later. So your mom was gone for 2. Let's say I did this one particular workout, went 3 weeks, then she's gone for 2 weeks, 4 or 5. Then she comes back the 6th week. Legs. And I said, okay, what do we have first? She opens it up and she goes, lunges. I've not done lunges in 6 weeks. Now, I've always said squats are the killer. I don't agree with that anymore. Lunges and normally I would just use 35-pound dumbbells, but the guy had it, so I had to use 40.
Yeah.
And I do 3 sets of 10 on each leg. And the next 2 days, man, I could barely walk. And the reason we've got that new gate there, we had that one across, which I normally just move it out of the way. Well, this time I had to step over it, and my shin went into it. And with my fractured legs, yeah. So I was like, your mom was like, do you want to get a gate? And I said, that would really be nice.
Yeah.
So I don't have to step over the high 2-foot gate. 2-foot gate. That's age, ladies and gentlemen. When you can't lift your feet 2 feet in the air, one foot at a time, of course, until I learn how to fly, then both feet. But for right now, stepping over the fence one at a time, can't even get my leg up 2 feet in the air, man. That's age. Man, it's rough. It's rough. But those were my 2 things about lifting. What they said about the Smith machine, but yours makes a lot more sense. I should have thought, why didn't I think of that? And then, man, lunges. Lunges are worse than squats. Oh, and then I told you when
You ever done, what is it, Russian squats?
Oh,
Russian
Bulgarian
lunges?
split squats. Is that what you're talking about, where you put your one foot up on the bench?
Yeah.
Those are horrible.
Yeah.
I refuse. I've done them
I
twice.
don't refuse, but I definitely don't do them as much as I should do.
Those are worse than lunges and everything. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't do Bulgarian split squats. I've done them twice and said, yep, I'm not doing these anymore. They suck. I'm sure they're
I
very
think somebody else called them Russian lunges.
Well, that's okay. They're Bulgarian split squats because think, you got your leg up, you're split, and you go down. That's a Bulgarian split squat. Russian lunges. Russian lunges is when instead of staying in one place like I do, you take the dumbbells in your hands and you lunge around that track real fast. That's a Russian lunge.
I don't.
Yeah.
Good play on words.
On to other things. Did you hear about that New York village that is in mourning? It's a very sad story.
They'll be in the afternoon sometime, so it'll be all right.
They will be. So they had this beloved swan that was killed and eaten.
Heck yeah.
And 3 teens have been charged. And whoever sees to it, they caught them. By the way, the swan had babies, and they saved the babies, but the teenagers ate the swan, and I was thinking when I read the story, you know, growing up in Colorado, I've got to try a lot of things like bear.
Yeah, I want to know what it tastes like.
That was I was like, I wonder does it taste like chicken or?
I don't know, but that's impressive. You know, swan's wings can break your arms, right?
Man.
That's pretty wicked.
I think they probably snuck up behind it and clubbed it or something.
They're just prepping for when we have to start doing that.
I'll tell you what, though. Here's my thing. New York, along with many other states, they care more about saving birds than they do saving babies.
Yeah.
That is a fact.
We're bass-ackwards.
We definitely are.
We are.
We definitely are. Definitely are. So what else you got going on, man?
Nothing.
Your life is...
I don't. It's boring. I don't do anything.
Well, lucky I get to come up with all this information.
Yeah,
Keep this podcast.
I tried to. Another problem is like I wanted to talk more on that NBA player, but like it's on my phone.
Open your phone, man.
Yeah, let me open that. It's right there. That's the problem.
Do you need mine?
No, because I don't want to look it up.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe this will give you something. I love this useless news, man. This is good stuff. A man from Indiana, he stole a backhoe. He drove it 10 miles to the airport so he could catch his flight. He left the backhoe in the parking lot undamaged, and it was ready for work.
Heck yeah.
True story.
You hear about those guys who like sneak onto farmers' land and move their equipment just to see, like, they don't steal it, they just move it.
I have not heard of that.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
It's kind of it's like the new cow tipping. And nobody tries to tip cows anymore. They just move equipment.
Here's my thing, though, with this guy in Indiana. Did he not have a car and didn't want to leave it at the airport, or he
Maybe he had a car and didn't want to leave it at the airport.
That's what. But
so
Uber?
why are you going to pay? He got there for free.
Yeah, it is. It's not. Well, I don't know. What can they charge him with?
I mean, technically, it is theft. He did take it from the spot that it was.
Yeah, he moved it. Is it kidnapping?
No, it's not. It's not kidnapping. It's theft. I think it's after so many feet or something. I know at least in Canada it is. If you move a vehicle so many feet, after that, it's actually a felony.
Wow.
So.
Well, see, what if he gets...
You know how I learned that? Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan
Reynolds has a felony because he moved.
Does he really?
They did a prank. I think, what was he saying? It was on his principal or something. I think.
Pay attention, Fly fans. Ryan Reynolds has a felony.
Don't quote. We might need to look this up. I swear I was watching him in a show, and with Ryan Reynolds, you never know if he's joking.
That's the thing.
But he said that he literally had a felony because in high school, him and his buddies played a prank on their principal and moved his car, and like the principal didn't find it funny. So yeah, charges were pressed. So I need to look that up, but it was funny to me at the time, and now saying that, I don't know if it's true because Ryan Reynolds does joke around a lot.
Yeah, he is a character. And that reminds me of the story of Mitch Hedberg couldn't go into Canada and because he had a record for theft. And the person interviewing him said, what did you steal? And he said, Tupperware. He said, my ma's birthday was coming up.
Like Jelly Roll has a hard time going to a lot of countries. Because he has his past criminal record.
Is it bad or?
When he was like,
is Jelly Roll?
You know who Jelly Roll is. You've heard his music. You've even sent me some of his songs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But he was 16 at the time, and he like physically like, I think it was he was robbing somebody or something, and it got physical and like. I didn't read the full article. I don't like reading stuff like that.
That's more serious.
So anyway, obviously the charge is stuck as an adult, and so anyway he's had to cancel quite a few like tours outside of the States because he has the record that he has.
Wait a minute. He's had to cancel tours outside the United States, but that chick who used to drug dudes and rob them. She gets to go all over the
she's
place.
not on. She wasn't.
Oh, she was never charged?
She was never charged with that.
She just admitted to it?
Yeah.
Some things you should keep to yourself.
That just shows how stupid people are.
Oh, my gosh. Man.
You know, if the tables were turned, it would.
Oh.
They would probably have charges on them now.
Depending on how much money they had. Because look at all, like I just mentioned, all the. Oh, did I mention that since we're retaping the new people they found?
Oh yeah.
On the Epstein list, Chris Rock,
David Blaine. Yeah.
And others. Oh, not only Prince Andrew, but his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson. I mean, this is some crazy stuff, and nobody... How do they have the woman in prison and nobody being charged? I know I've said this before. You can't convict somebody of something if nobody else... Well, you can convict, like a robbery. You don't have to convict somebody else, but we're talking about sex trafficking. Well, if nobody else is guilty, who did she sex traffic to? Obviously, no one. What's she doing in prison?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, you'll like this. This is up your alley. You're going to like this. We got time?
Yeah.
Okay. Germany again. A German surgeon, obviously, good doctor, surgeon, was fired after getting a hospital cleaner to help him with a toe amputation.
All right.
So here's my question when I read that. Was the toe amputation a success? And if it was, what's the big deal? Obviously, this surgeon is good enough that he can teach anyone to get medical procedures completed and with success.
So read that he
got a hospital cleaner, like a janitor, to help him with the toe amputation.
Maybe he was just like, come here, you're going to follow your dreams. I know this isn't what you want to do with the rest of your life. We're going to help you get through this.
Yeah, and obviously other people weren't available.
That was like a straight up tech school right there. That's hands-on training. Maybe it was the wrong toe.
They didn't say wrong toe. They said they helped with the toe amputation. I thought that was pretty dang interesting.
It's totally awesome. That's all I got.
I thought you'll have it here. Come on, you got this. There are some crazy people out there.
Yeah.
We got some people who listen in Colorado. This is for you Colorado people. A Springfield, Colorado man attempted to avoid a DUI arrest by switching places with his dog, and he climbed out the passenger side door in an attempt to make it look like he wasn't driving, but that his dog was.
Was it a Tesla?
No, I don't think so.
See, I mean, you're not going to get away with it if it's just a regular car. But if you had a Tesla, you might stand a chance.
I can't believe the things people will try, man. Now, me and my buddy, when we were in high school, we switched places because we were going up to Denver to the All-State. Kenyon was playing basketball for state championships, and my friend back then, Tom, he was driving, and he was speeding and got lit up, and he was like, man, I cannot get another ticket. I'll lose my license. And I said, we'll just switch places. And, but it was a standard. It had been hard to, jump over. I mean, it would have been so obvious. I said, get it pulled over as quick as you can, and we'll just jump out of the car. We'll both be standing there. And so we did, and I think the highway patrolman knew it wasn't me driving because he said, which one of you was driving? And I said, I was. What's the big rush? Didn't even ask for my license and anything, so I think he knew I wasn't driving. But I told him we were playing for state championships, we're on the way and everything. And he said, well, if you guys want to make the game, I suggest you slow down.
I got to witness something funny the other day on transport. It was It was funny. So I do on the highway, I'll do 77, 78 miles an hour, right? When the speed limit's 70. And at first I was catching up to a state trooper, but then he decided he was going to go faster than me, which is fine. Well, he's a little ways up, and this, I don't know, it was like a Hyundai Elantra or something. I'm not going to say blew by me, but they were definitely doing at least 85 miles an hour. And I'm like, oh, okay. Do they not see that? Like, it's not like he's hidden. You can clearly see the state trooper written across the back of the SUV. And he does not slow down until, this was the great part. He didn't slow down until he was right next to him. He literally came up like this and went, and slowed down just like that. And I was like, there's no way that state trooper didn't like catch what was going on. And sure enough, you see the state trooper apply his brakes and get behind him. And I was like, yeah.
It's funny because your mom drove. I asked her if she'd drive this morning because sometimes I like to drive up in the city, but after last night, no way. But anyway, she was doing 77, and this, I believe it was either a Honda or a Hyundai, flew by her.
Was it red?
No.
I was going to say, they didn't learn their lesson.
And I was like, man, I hope, because they were flying. And then on the other side, you see these blinking lights and everything. I mean, he slows way down, which just shows you some people don't have the greatest of vision. It was a truck pulling a fifth-wheeler, changing their tire.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it scared the guy. But the thing is, it didn't scare him enough because as soon as he realized what it was, he was gone.
If you want to drive like that, you just need a bike.
Yeah.
That's
But you see,
that's
it's
how I
those
ride.
people who, I'm afraid to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I'll speed like crazy in this car, but I'm afraid to ride a motorcycle.
You know you'll probably die if you're wrecking that car too, right?
Well, here's my thing. I would rather you speed on a motorcycle and wreck and die than be speeding in the car and maybe take somebody else out.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, you can take
still
somebody out on
yeah.
a motorcycle, but the chances are less than in a vehicle.
I've seen so many people, not bikes or anything, but when I'm driving down the highway, me doing my speed, and people will blow past me. And then there will be, the state trooper sitting in the median, and all of a sudden I'm passing them again. I don't change my speed. I leave it where it's at, and I never get pulled over for it. So it's funny just seeing. I love it because it's humorous to me.
You're
That's
talking when you're doing 77.
Yeah, 77, 78. People will go past me, and then all of a sudden they'll see them, slow way down, and I'll go right past them, not change my speed at all.
When you told your mom and I about that, because in the 65 we'd do 75, but we now do 77. But I noticed with vehicles when you match them up on those school zone radar things,
Yeah.
the speedometer's always 2-3 miles off. Not on this Pacifica though. It's spot on.
I think that's off.
Do you think that one's
Yeah,
off?
I think they're off.
Okay. Yeah, because when I went, I don't know. When I went by, I was doing 27, and it registered 27.
They might have had it recalibrated. Because anytime I've gone by, except on my bike, but then the speedo on my bike I know is not right. So
What's it off on the motorcycle?
it depends on how fast you're going.
Okay.
The faster you're going, the more it's off.
Okay. And why is it off?
Unless you have a speedo healer, it's going to be off no matter
Okay.
what. And then it'll definitely be off if you change the sprocket sizes and everything, which I haven't done. Mine are still they're not the stock ones. Like I've gotten aftermarket ones since, but they're still the stock size. So yeah, I don't.
Well, I'll give you one more thing because I just thought I was talking about the hard time I had last night. So this kind of sucked, man. I think some of you might remember in one of our earlier podcasts, I said that when I'm struggling and everything, when I get towards the end, I have to climb into 112-degree bathtub water, which is pretty warm. So the other day, yesterday, I thought I could get in the tub, but I had to get back out. But I just decided to let the water keep filling the tub up.
Yeah.
And man, I'm glad we have that big tub with the big sides and everything because
You forgot?
oh no, I jumped back in it and it freaking scalded my feet.
Oh, man.
I mean, my feet are still hurting. The top of my feet, man. And I jumped up on the, and we got that handhold thing you can hold on to. And, man, yeah, it scalded my feet. So I'm glad we have the big sides because, that was just, okay, as bad as I was hurting, to notice my feet over how bad I was hurting, it sucked, man. It did suck. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll wrap it up. Wait, okay.
No,
Go
I'm
for
going
it.
to save this. I'll save this for next time
Okay.
because it's about what you said about, well, if you would just put yourself out there more and do it. And I'm going to disprove that. I'm going to show not true.
Okay.
Not true. So we'll save it for next time.
I'll still disprove that. So
Okay.
it'll be all right.
We'll see what happens. Bye, Fly fans.
Sick and tired of you haters talking smack. You run your mouths cause you think you won't get jacked. I ain't talking about this, I am talking about faith. I'll put you in your place while showing you God's grace. Just cause I'm a Christian doesn't mean I'm backing down. I'm a soldier for